False Memories, Inside Story, Wednesday 9:30, BBC One.
Good evening. Police investigating a bomb explosion near Stevenage railway station say 2 men who were spotted near the scene could be members of an IRA cell. Commuters using the line between London, Peterborough and Cambridge could face delays until the weekend.
60 police officers from Hertfordshire, backed up by the anti-terrorist squad, today began house-to-house inquiries near the scene of the explosion. They haven't ruled out the possibility of an IRA cell operating in the county. The terrorists planted the bomb at the base of a mast carrying an overhead power supply. The coded message warned of a bomb on the line south of Stevenage, but the device went off about an hour later north of the station.
2 men were seen under suspicious circumstances at about 2:45 p.m. on Friday to go over a fence, down the embankment, at the site where subsequently, yesterday, the explosion occurred.
Repairs to part of the track won't be carried out until the weekend. It'll mean further delays for commuters over the next few days.
There have been renewed calls today for one of the region's most dangerous roads to be dualled. At present, less than 2 miles of the A140 north of the A45 are dual carriageway. Plans to upgrade the whole road have been shelved. Over the weekend, the road between Norwich and Ipswich claimed another victim. In the past 10 years, more than 50 people have died on the road.
This road has to be the most dangerous road in East Anglia. Between now and Christmas this year, it is certain that another 2 people will be killed, and next year another 5 people will be killed, and so on, until something is done to remedy the situation.
The Department of Transport says safety improvements will be made to the most dangerous parts of the road later this year. That's news this evening. We've got the weather next with Rob McElwee from all of us here. Good night.
Good evening. The heat of yesterday wasn't repeated today in northern Britain, but there are advantages in living the northern latitudes. Principally, the day is longer, and that was shown today in Dunbar and Lothian, where 15.8 hours of sunshine made it the sunniest place in the whole of the British Isles. Now, that may not be repeated tomorrow, because from tonight onwards, for the next 24 hours, it'll become rather cloudy, I think with possibly drizzle or even rain on the western side of Scotland, the north of Scotland, just maybe touching Northern Ireland and also the lakes. That'll last, I think, throughout tomorrow. With that, the wind will still be fairly stiff across Scotland, and for the rest of us, it'll still be breezy, not windy, but breezy, all the way down probably to the Wash, which has its advantages, of course. It gets rid of some of the pollen, it takes any of the edge off any extreme heat, though I could do with it, I think. Fine and clear now then for most of the country, though cloudy at the western side of Scotland, as I've already mentioned. There was a spot of rain or drizzle, 7 to 9 being the typical lowest temperatures. Now we start Wednesday, once again gloriously sunny for England and Wales, probably up into southern Scotland and Northern Ireland as well. And of course it'll stay that way for most of the day, but the thicker cloud here will tend to creep down. That thick cloud with the breeze, with the wind, will tend to bring breezier conditions down in towards northern England, particularly northwestern England, again the Lake District. That'll take the edge off the temperature, but nevertheless it'll be a warm day. In many of the same places it was warm today, but down a couple of degrees. 21 or 22 will be typical maxes in southern England. About 15 or 16 is much the same in much of Scotland. Looking ahead to Thursday, and that's what's actually bringing the belt of rain. It never actually disappears. It's sort of waving in and out of the country for a couple of days, but it's a weakening feature running through high pressure. So the main feature, I think, of the weather in Northern Ireland, Scotland and maybe Northern England for Thursday will be cloudy. The odd spot of rain, certainly similar temperatures, whereas it stays fairly warm and sunny further south. And a similar story carries on Friday. Of course, at this time of the year, the sun is pretty hot, so where it is sunny, the exposure time shouldn't really be more than about 30 minutes. That's all from me. Good night.
One woman's fight to keep her remarkable folly on BBC Two in 15 minutes. 1 foot in the past.
Movie action on BBC One.
Nothing I can't do with the race car.
You can drive beyond the limits of the tires, the engine.
You build me a car and I'll win Daytona next year. I was desperate to get your attention.
You shouldn't be driving a car anywhere, not on a road, not on a racetrack, and not in a parking lot.
Days of Thunder, the Saturday night movie on BBC One.
Gold digging on the streets of New York, now on BBC One. Michael J. Fox heads for the top, confident of his own success.
Oil and water. The men.
We're not all animals, you know.
Where is my bunny?
And the women.
you know how many female mechanics there are working in the North Sea?
And boys will be boys.
Sunday service. On the hurley deck. Where's he going to land? On the toilets?
Roughnecks.
Bad business. Ponies at sea.
Begins Thursday at 9:30 on BBC One.
Melvyn Bragg compares television then and now in a late show special on BBC Two at the moment.
Golf. The US Open. From Oakmont, Pennsylvania, the battle is on for the second major of the season. The US Open starts Thursday night at 11:50 on BBC One.
A psychological thriller in 20 minutes here on BBC One, a grisly tale of two women and their deadly intentions towards men. Well, nothing so sinister now on BBC One as we highlight the first day's fashions at Royal Ascot. Oh, and there is some racing.
Bright, sunny weather greeted the first day of the 1994 Royal Ascot meeting. As always, this unique event provided us with what is the very best in horse racing. As is the tradition, the royal procession made its way down the course before the first race, a scene described by Peter O'Sullivan and today's guest, Susan Renouf.
And of course, in the leading carriage, Her Majesty the Queen, accompanied by Prince Philip, with the Prince of Wales and the Duke of Gloucester. In the second carriage, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, with the Princess Royal, Lord Somerleyton and Sir Richard Carew Pole. And in the third carriage, Princess Margaret, the Duchess of Gloucester, Mr. Thomas Dunn, and the trainer, Mr. Barrington Hills.
As she comes into sight, Her Majesty the Queen is in a beautiful lavender blue silk jacket and dress in multi-tonings, and a beautifully bright tangerine fine straw hat with a rather large brim. In the second carriage, we have Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, and she's in one of her favourite colours, which is salmon pink, with the Princess Royal in a soft beige. Princess Royal is in the colour of the day, I feel. In the third carriage, we see Princess Margaret in a gorgeous leaf salad green, very pretty boater style, striped jacket, and the Duchess of Gloucester in a pale soft apricot with an upturned brim boater. Very elegant indeed.
The recent dry spell resulted in the ground being good to firm, and the course was watered last night. In the featured St James's Palace Stakes, the big question was, would the underfoot conditions impede emphatic Irish 2000 Guineas winner Turtle Island, whose best form had been on a soft surface? An international field which included French 2000 Guineas winner Green Tune, trained by Cricket Head and ridden by Gerald Mosse. And an added interest was the German 2000 Guineas winner Royal Abjar in the hands of Walter Swinburne. We joined the race at the start with Peter O'Sullivan.
The biggest field since 1982, that's it, under orders, and they're away. And First Trump just dwelt a little bit at the start, and going on in the early stages is Royal Abjar. Royal Abjar with on the inside Darnay. Darnay going on to take it up now from Royal Abjar. Just in behind them is Charner, and then Turtle Island, who's close up in fourth. Behind them come Green Tune with Distant View towards his outside. And it's Darnay making it from Royal Abjar with a white face. Then over on the far side, Distant View with Turtle Island right up there as well. Charner on the inside. Being chased along is Green Tune just in behind the leaders, which are still Darnay and Royal Abjar. Inside the 5 furlong marker now. Darnay still the leader from Royal Abjar for Germany. On the outside is the favourite Turtle Island. Charnay is stuck. tucked just in behind, and then comes First Trump, who's made up that lost ground. In the centre is Green Tune, and then Distant View. They're swinging towards the home straight now, and as they do so, it's still Darnay from Royal Abjar, turning for home now. Darnay with the advantage from Royal Abjar in second. Turtle Island towards the outside. Charney comes next, and then Green Tune, Distant View towards the outside. And Royal Abjar and Walter Swinburne have come to take it up now from Turtle Island. It's Royal Abjar, Turtle Island, Distant View on the near side. Then comes Green Tune under pressure from Gerald Mosse. And it's Turtle Island and Distant View with Here Comes Grand Lodge towards the outside, and just in behind them Green Tune. It's Turtle Island on the far side, but on the near side is Distant View and Grand Lodge. Distant View and Grand Lodge fight it out at the line. It's a photo between Grand Lodge and Distant View. Turtle Island was third and four Green Tune, and then First Trump, and then Royal Abjar, and then Darnay. Behind them come Charney, and last in fact was Psycho Bubble. It's a photo and another very close photo at the end of the St James's Palace Stakes.
What a fabulous race. In the end, Darnay made it a good gallop, but here the German horse Royal Abjar had him covered, went into the lead, stormed into the lead. Turtle Island flattered for a moment. Michael Hills pulls out First Trump but can't quicken. Now look to the outside, and Distant View is coming with a run which for a moment looked certain to be successful. And one of the last to challenge, Michael Cannan on the wide outside, came into the straight with only one behind him. But here, just a furlong out, four horses in line. Turtle Island just in front for a moment. Now Distant View's in front. Turtle Island can't produce any more on the ground. But here comes Michael Cannan with this terrific finishing run. The champion of Ireland against the champion of England. And what a battle royal they have in the last furlong. With 50 yards to go, Distant View is definitely still in front by a head or a neck. But look at the strength of Michael Cannan as he and Grand Lodge gradually cut down Distant View. And now as the post comes closer, it's on the nod. He's getting closer all the time. Look at Michael Cannan's strength and rhythm and drive, and the courage of Grand Lodge, who puts his head down, sticks his head out as the post comes. Yes, it's Grand Lodge who's won it, or is first past the post from Distant View second. Turtle Island's run a marvellous race on the first past ground to be third.
We've never lost faith in this horse. I dreamt of the 2,000 guineas at Newmarket. We didn't come far off that, and since then things didn't go quite according to plan in Ireland in the Irish 2000, but we've got him back, and it's a great thrill for a small stable to win a race like this. It's fantastic.
The plan was to be a bit closer than that through the race, but I jumped a bit slow and I just came together. I got a little bit meat in the sandwich on the jump, and I was always behind them, so I had to accept the situation, and fortunately they were going pretty hard, and Pat had me covered. He knew I was there, and Pat waited for as long as he could because he knew I didn't get out from behind him, and fair dues to my horse. He stuck to his task well. He showed plenty of guts, and he's tough, he's a good horse.
Well, what a battle it was, and Pat's got everything out of his coat, an inexperienced coat, and your man's really responded.
Yeah, for a few strides Pat quickened well, and then I was just struggling for a few, but here, once we really started to get to the colour of the hill, I knew I thought I'm always just going to get there, because my fella's finishing very strong, and he's showing all the determination to get there, and fortunately he got there.
Well, on this ground, a very different horse to the horse that ran in the Irish 2000.
You had to excuse him for the Curragh, because the ground at the Curragh really was heavy ground, and it basically, I'd say 2 or 3 horses acted on the ground, and you could forget the form of good ground horses on it.
Well, after that race, the steward's inquiry was held, and winning jockey Michael Cannan was found guilty of improper use of the whip, and he incurred a 2-day suspension, which takes place next week, next Thursday and Friday, which means he will still be available to ride in the Irish Derby meeting, which takes place on Saturday and Sunday at the Curragh. The result then, first Grand Lodge, who returned at 6-1, and he's likely to head for the Sussex Stakes now at Goodwood. Second, Distant View at 11-2, and third was Turtle Island, the 15-8 favourite.
It was a very friendly and relaxed atmosphere today at Royal Ascot. There were soft pastels, floating chiffons, and natural straw hats. It all went to make a beautiful summer's day racing at the premier race course in England. This very special hat holds 250 donor cards to draw attention and highlight the needs for organ transplants, modelled and worn by Geraldine Strone of Cambridge. Her Majesty the Queen enters the parade ring. She looks very beautiful in pale blue, lilac and muted tones. A bright orange tangerine hat in fine straw, swathed in silk, complements the outfit. She's seen chatting with Lord Porchester, her manager. Lord Porchester also talks with Princess Margaret, who is in lettuce green, a striped jacket and slim skirt. Princess Anne looked very elegant in patent beige, brocade look with a smart little pillbox perched on the side of her head, swathed in veil. She took also a great interest in the horses being paraded. The Sangster girls, Sue, Fiona and Lucy, all looked very gorgeous, slim, taut, terrific, pale pinks. Pink was the colour today, pink and caramel as a matching accessory. Here's a gorgeous hat in bows and see-through veil, aqua and a big black Breton, worn elegantly. Navy and pink, another hot team colour. Tommy Stack and his wife Liz queuing up to get their tickets to enter. Liz in beige and black. John Gosden, successful trainer today. Rachel Gosden, his wife on the left, and Samantha Baring on the right in printed silk. Very pretty and very summery. And another pink outfit, Chanel, with a turned-down straw hat, matched in pink braid. And here's beige again with the natural straw. This, I think, was the #1 classic look today. Very elegant and very summery. Perfect for today's racing. A young racegoer, and she was in the longer length cotton, swathed, and once again a pretty natural straw hat, as we see here, a black one, very sombrero-y style, trimmed with lace and ribbon. An Ascot hat, black and white matching outfit. Once again pink, elegant straight line dress and swathed tulle on the straw hat, and pink flowers picking up the pink in the dress. Beautifully elegant. And another bow, a double bow, on a natural straw hat. I think this was our favourite hat, almost. And this was, I think, voted one of the most elegant outfits today. Cream, with a cream Panama hat, navy trim, a very elegant lady. A bit of fun here, a Fijian beret look, perched on top of her head with a wonderful plait. There's that double bow again on the natural straw. I think the cameraman liked this one. And Lord and Lady Howard Walden, the successful owners of Grand Lodge, today's major race. Very summery and Ascot in black and white chiffon. And there we have the end of the day, feeling beige at the end of day one.
Traditionally, the meeting got underway with the Queen Anne Stakes over the Straight Mile, and Sheikh Mohammed had 3 runners in this, including the 2 market leaders, Barathea, ridden by Michael Kanan, and Lockinge winner Emperor Jones.
As they come down now past the 4-pole, and still Fitzcarraldo from Emperor Jones. Gabber on the far side, on the near side, Barathea, who's taken a very strong hold, very fresh on his first outing of the season. Still Fitzcarraldo from Emperor Jones on the far side, Barathea and Miss Flight and Gabber making steady progress. On the rear is Soviet Line. They've passed the 3-pole and racing down now towards the 2-furlong marker in the Queen Anne Stakes. And Barathea coming to challenge on the near side. Over on the far side, Emperor Jones. Fitzcarraldo beginning to fade. Gabber's coming there on the far side. Emperor Jones and Barathea, the Maktoum duo, being challenged by another Maktoum runner, and over on the far side in Gabber, Venti Quattrofoli trying to get on terms with them, but it's very close now as they race up towards the line. Gabber in the centre, Barathea on the near side, Emperor Jones between horses, and Venti Quattrofoli finishing fast as they come to the line. It's going to be a photo. Barathea's going to win it at the line. Barathea has won it from Gabber, and Emperor Jones with 24 Foley fourth.
And after a steward's inquiry, there was no change in the result. Barathea returned the 3-1 winner, and he could possibly go for the Sussex Stakes also. Second was Emperor Jones, the 15-8 favourite, and third was Gabber at 10-1. The Prince of Wales Stakes saw a battle of the generations. Henry Cecil, who trained the winner last year, sent out Cicereo, who had beaten Derby winner Erhab, albeit on soft ground at Newmarket. And 5-year-old Mutarim was a 6-4 favourite and ridden by Willie Carson.
Racing towards the half-mile pole and still talented with the advantage from Cicereo. Coringa Bay on the inside. Then comes Izoud. Just behind Izoud is Mutaram, and then Needle Gun, and then Beneficial making it to the ground with Chateaubriand. Racing now towards the home turn. Talented still with the advantage from Coringa Bay. Then Cicereo. Then on the inside Mutaram. Izoud towards the outer into the home straight. And still Talented with the advantage from Coringa Bay. Then Mutaram. Making a run is Izoud towards the outside. Coming to the 2 furlong pole. Talented being pressed by Coringa Bay. Beneficial coming there. So is Chateaubriand. Mutaram looking for space over on the far side and getting it between horses. Racing into the closing stages. Mutaram bursts through. Chateaubriand on the inside, but it's Mutaram who's taking it up as they race into the closing stages from Chateaubriand. Chateaubriand, Mutaram and Chateaubriand as they come to the line. It's Mutaram, just the winner from Izoud and Chateaubriand. It's a photo once again. Mutaram, I think, has just won it.
But was Willie Carson's manoeuvre on Mutaram acceptable? He turns into the straight in third place behind Talented, and there he is in front, Talented with her tongue out. Mutaram looking for a gap in between the two horses, and Brown Rouse determined not to give Willie room there. Michael Kinane has got out. Now, is that a legitimate gap to go through? Brown Rouse uses his whip, and Mutaram feels a little bump. Now, there was a bump there. There was a nudge, and Brown Rouse, in my opinion, was using what you might consider his jockey's right to hold his place. But in my opinion, Brown came in on Willie rather than Willie bumping Brown, because Brown felt you're not entitled to go there. But Willie, I feel, was entitled. He poked his nose through. Now he's got clear, as you can see, he's come away. I don't think you can say that Willie was careless, reckless, or any of the other indictable offences. Certainly, there's no doubt that Mutaram is the winner on merit.
So after the steward's inquiry, the result remained unchanged. Mutaram returned the 6-4 favourite and possibly heads now for the Eclipse Stakes. Second was Izoud at 9-1, and third, Chateaubriand at 9-2. Well, the first 2-year-old race of the meeting was the Coventry Stakes, a wide-open-looking race in which Rambrino was seeking to gain compensation after Turtle Island's defeat in the St James's Palace Stakes for trainer Peter Chappell-Hyam and owner Robert Sangster.
That's it. Easy Dollar nearest to us. Under orders. And that away. Sim Bom Bom breaks very fast towards the right of the picture. Sri Peckin showing very good foot over on the far side. Right up with them is Pipe Major in the early stages too. Sim Bom Bom just about the overall leader. Moon King on the far side. Pipe Major. Just in behind them come Silka Blanca running down towards the halfway mark. And it's Sim Bom Bom on the near side from Silka Blanca. Then comes Pellerman just in behind the lead. Over on the far side, Pipe Major. Pipe Major, Sim Bom Bom, Silka Blanca. Sir Silver Sox is not far behind the lead, and also Moon King on the far side. Pellerman coming there too. Sim Bom Bom with Pipe Major, Sim Bom Bom on the far side. Moon King as they run inside the final furlong now. And here comes Missile on the near side. Missile and Rambrino also, but on the far side, Sri Peckin is beginning to get up. Citadine on the far side too, racing up towards the line, and it's Sri Peckin on the far side and Moon King. Sri Peckin and Moon King, and at the line, Sri Peckin has just won it from Moon King, and it's a photo for third, and a close one too between Pipe Major on the near side with Missile and Citadine over on the far side. Once again, the camera's going to be called upon to determine this one, I would say.
Our special camera suggests that it is Moon King who's just held on for second from Missile third. It is officially a photo for all three places, and the fourth horse unquestionably Pipe Major.
So after a photo finish, Sri Pecan prevailed for Richard Quinn, the 6-1 winner. Second was Moon King, also at 6-1, and third was Missile, 12-1. In the fifth race, the Group 2 King Edward VII Stakes, Derby faller Foyer was bidding to prove he was none the worse after his mishap, and today was ridden by the unstoppable Michael Canaan in the absence of jockey Willie Ryan.
Way Anchor on the outside, then Foyer and Pencader and Star Selection, and Moonax comes to challenge now with Opera Score moving up on the outside. Foyer's making a run, says Way Anchor. Anybody's race as they come to the final furlong, and it's Opera Score challenged now by Foyer on the outside. Pencader coming with a run on the inside, and Foyer's taking it up for Michael Canaan as they run to the last 100 yards. Pencader's finishing very fast. It's going to be close between the two. Foyer and Pencader as they run up towards the line. Foyer just holds Pencader. Then in third place, Opera Score, Force de la Passage.
And so remarkably, the fifth photo finish of the day, Foyer the winner at 7-2. Second was Pencader, the 100-30 favourite, and third Opera Score at 4-1. And the last race of the afternoon, the Ascot Stakes, Sweet Glow was the winner, returning at 14-1. Second was Bardolph, 25-1. Third, Doyce at 14-1. And fourth, Almosa at 33-1. And a word of warning now about tomorrow's national rail strike. If you're coming by car or coach, do leave early. The car parks will be open from 9 o'clock and the gates will be open at 10:30. And of course tomorrow it's the fillies' turn, a fascinating rematch between Las Meninas and Metaf in the Coronation Stakes. But of course today it was Grand Lodge's turn to taste glory in the St James's Palace Stakes as he battled home in tremendous style, and an unforgettable day for jockey Michael Canaan. See you tomorrow.
Wimbledon on BBC One, BBC Two and BBC Radio 5 Live. Movie action on BBC One.
Nothing I can't do with a race car.
You can drive beyond the limits of the tires, the engine.
You build me a car and I'll win Daytona next year. I was desperate to get your attention.
You shouldn't be driving a car anywhere, not on a road, not on a racetrack, and not in a parking lot.
Days of Thunder, the Saturday night movie on BBC One.
A disturbing tale of mental instability now on BBC One, starring Mary Crosby in a two-way split.